Check this out, guys. Florida is now bracing for a massive surge in Haitian migrants amid a humanitarian crisis. Now, the country's turmoil has forced many Haitians to take the very dangerous path by getting on boats and fleeing to Florida's shores. Florida is about to be overrun by Haitian migrants. And this is going to be a big deal because many of them are going to the country without knowing who they are. Many of them are going on Florida's shores without knowing the past history. And many are being entered the country by boats. Many of them have already been around Florida, and all without being stopped by our Coast Guard. It seems like Florida may just become the next migrant city, but maybe not. Who knows? We just got to look into more of this news. So look at this. The Biden administration is prepared to allow migrants from Haiti to arrive in Florida. No ID checks. You're not going to be going through the regular customs. You could just get on boats on Haiti, and if you land on Florida shores, well, you're basically in. This is honestly one of the scariest things I've ever seen. Florida has always been known to be this place that wasn't a sanctuary city and spends all their money on businesses and infrastructure. Because if you simply look at other cities like New York City, for example, the mayor literally have to reverse their plan because they're spending about $9 to $10 billion a year on the migrant crisis. Many residents are protesting, and many residents are actually very, very mad about this. Do you want Florida and many of its cities like Miami, Naples, and Tampa to become the next sanctuary city? Many Florida citizens or residents do not want that. They see what's happening to other cities. Sure, maybe Florida could take in some migrants, but probably 1,000 people, maybe 2,000, 3,000. But once you start getting New York City levels like 200,000, going to 300,000, this is when your city actually collapses. Same thing that's happening in Denver, right? Denver has the highest migrant per capita, and their whole entire town just has tents and people sleep on the streets now. That's the new sanctuary city, and I don't think a lot of Florida residents want this. So now you have Florida being on high alert and bracing for a massive exodus of migrants from Haiti. Governor Ron DeSantis is now deploying over 250 soldiers to protect the states. And there's also humongous amounts of chaos happening in Haiti. There is a lot of gang violence happening in Haiti. It's a state of chaos, okay? And we're going to be seeing more migrants hopping on these boats and going to Florida, okay? And I think many Florida residents are opting in to send in the National Guard and other troops and soldiers to secure the coastline. This is one of the craziest things. I think the hottest topic right now in the U.S. should be the migrant crisis. It should not be any other things. We already see migrant cities like Denver to Chicago to New York City all collapsing under the weight of the migrant crisis. There's many cities in the U.S., especially in the places like Texas and Florida and Nevada, who do not want to do sanctuary stuff. Not because they're meanies or they're being disrespectful. It's because they simply can't take in this sort of number. I guess if you want to be a sanctuary city, look at Chicago. They took in almost 50,000 people, and look at them now, spending hundreds of millions of dollars on the migrant crisis, whereas their own population are homeless, living in tents, and the south side of Chicago is more violent than ever before. Look at New York City, for example. They're spending billions of dollars a year on the migrant crisis. Their subways are never clean or fixed. Infrastructure is lacking. And hedge funds and big banks and businesses are all leaving. Look at Denver. Fantastic city. One of the hottest post-pandemic boom towns. Has one of the hottest real estate markets in the nation, but now not anymore. They now have migrants sleep on the streets. Every penny is being spent on the migrant crisis. And Denver right now is in a massive hiccup. They don't know what to do. They have 40 to 50,000 people, and they're closing shelters because they can't afford them, and they're going broke. And, well, Miami, well, they don't want that, right? Naples, they don't want that. Tampa, they don't want that kind of stuff. They do not want to be a sanctuary city. I think we're seeing people like Ron DeSantis deploying troops and soldiers to protect the coastline of the state is a necessary thing because, for example, we got Miami now being dubbed Wall Street of the South. I don't think they could spend any money or resources on being a sanctuary city. They just can't. And this is not like a really crazy thing. If you go to many other countries, they have very secure borders. And if you want to go to the country, you have to go through customs. You have to go through it through the paperwork way. Like if you go to Singapore, very, very strict, right? If you go to Japan, it's very, very strict. If you go to places like New Zealand, it's also very strict. This is not like a really crazy thing to have a secure border. If you want to go to the country, do it through customs, do it through a normal way. But right now, we're going to be seeing what Florida is doing. Let's see what Florida is up to because Biden administration says that Florida should let them in, but it seems like DeSantis, governor of Florida, is saying no. It's going to be a pretty big battle. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you later.